I'm Mark Chalmers and I'm the new creative partner of Perfect Fools. I've just joined the Fools. I think there's a couple of things which are the future of the industry for us. One's non-linear film, the ability to film brilliantly, broadcast brilliantly, but let whoever's online or the user make decisions and interact. And then the other thing that I think is going to make a major impression next year is applications and user tools in terms of marketing. Because I actually think we've sort of hit a pinnacle in terms of obviously I'm talking cyber, but seek and you shall find, sort of online treasure hunts. You know, there's various sort of formulas that are already out there, that are already being done. There's sort of excitement's over on a few pieces. So I actually think, especially with open social and you know, even the open software on the iPhone, things like that, is going to make a big difference to what we can make. I'll mention one of our own pieces which we're launching now, and we should see it within, you know, we should see it enter next year, but it's Converse Festivals. And why I mention it is because we've made a tool, we've made an application tool. It's important to create useful things for people, and I think, you know, the social media, the open social networks, and the ability, you know, brands opening their source code and everything for us means that actually we're going to find a lot of marketing is our products. You know, Google advertises itself. Sure, they work with partners, but they advertise themselves. You know, the good modern products advertise themselves. Apple advertises itself. Sure, they've got partners, but the product, you know, you can't separate design or usability from Apple. You can't separate usability and all the function, you know, the brilliant functions of Google from their brand. So the nature of the agency is definitely changing. I think my latest move of leaving the sort of the leading edge of advertising in terms of Strawberry Frog to what would consider something the other end of the scale, Perfect Fools, one of the world's best digital production companies. That, you know, that's an unusual move, but I think it's a statement of the industry right now. The fact that the best brands in the world are very well developed. You can't separate them. You know, you can't separate their communications through what they do. So they want partners who can make things with them. And that's what we want to do. We want to make applications, we want to make tools, and we want to partner with these brands. And our first client, Converse, is absolute testimony to this. We're not doing a campaign, we've made tools for their users. The biggest challenge for a client today, increasingly it's cut through, increasingly. There's a new tool on the market, it's called The Filter, that I've been checking out, thefilter.com. And you know, we're all excited about such a great thing online and all these activities, and all these brands are sort of doing multifaceted campaigns, you know, in many media, and actually it's too much. It's too much, and there's so much stuff out there that now you just want to channel in those you love, who you trust, and just take little bits, you know, back. So filtering works. So what does that mean for a brand? It means that a brand has got to choose very carefully, instead of spreading itself thin across all media, which everyone's been trying to do, these big holistic campaigns. I think they've got to choose well and deliver absolute quality down one or two. So you get recognized for one or two. And if they want to publish a book, publish a good book, and just publish a book, and highlight it online, highlight it on TV, but make one of those media central. The challenges for an agency, I think one of them is the fact that good brands are already, good products are by default brands, and they're already advanced, and that's because the marketing managers are grown up and they're smart, you know, they're our peers. And also what I love about the internet is its democratic values. Dare I say it, but try launching Coca-Cola today, you know, sugar, caffeine, and, you know, some other sort of, you know, unknown materials. It's a challenge when you've got this democratic voice that's sort of accepting or rejecting or giving thumbs up or thumbs down, you know, to modern products. So in terms of, well, to go to the other part of the question, you know, is there a role for a digital agency? Well, I think we're just using the term digital in today's market just to say we're there and that's where we're working from. Because I think we all know there are agencies there, Perfect Fools, that are moving forward. And there's agencies there which are the traditionals sort of moving back and down, trying to grab hold of this growing thing. Is there any difference apart from where your roots are based? No, we don't need to talk about digital anymore. And that's increasingly seen through, you know, AKQA, Glue, whatever. You know, there's a lot of groups out there that are practicing as agencies and are in the battlefield as good as anyone else, better. Well, I think I haven't done enough homework on the entries this year to sort of clarify a few, but a few things have stuck out through the year. And one, I think, I assume Uniglow Clock is in there, Uniclock. Uniglow have been doing some great work. There's some other sort of Japanese agencies who've been really pushing things through. But one that really stood out for me, that I hope that we will see as the finalists come out, is a piece for the band Arcade Fire. And I don't know who's seen it, but it's the first time a music video has been really sort of captivatingly interactive. And now and then, you know, this is what you look for in award shows. You sift through the thousands, and now and then one of them just sort of breaks through. And no matter how, it can be big, it can be small, it doesn't matter. But it'll certainly inspire people next year. And I think ultimately that's the point, isn't it? To set good standards and to inspire the ongoing generations to better the industry. I don't know. I think the industry has sort of been experimenting, been sort of been indulging itself. I think next year, the year is where groundbreaking campaigns will be necessary, but this year what we're going to see are just amazing production values throughout, because, you know, we've been experimenting with ideas, we've had a lot of excitement in that area, but what we've been able to do is sort of catch up a little bit with the technology and deliver world-class film, you know, online, and so it's going to be a pleasure to look at any of these entries or awards. The new thing with social media, this is great territory. Open Social, of which MySpace is a founding member. I think they've actually got a session on later today. There are certain sort of tools which are becoming available where to date a lot of Facebook, say, activity, a lot of MySpace activity has been set within their world and their realm. iGoogle Friend, Facebook Connect. There's some new tools coming out which are gonna take that world that you sit in and relate it to the other worlds that you play with, and then that becomes interesting, because it isn't just about one application. What you do is you start to build a picture of your life, that you start to knit together all the things that you're already doing, and that will have significant consequences. You know, if you wanted to take a snapshot of that, you'll no longer just get your behavior in, say, Facebook or MySpace, but you'll get a snapshot of your behavior online, and then that's powerful. You know, that's just like writing your CV and your hobbies, you know, visually in one space. So that's cool.